Glendale Hospital is a sprawling abandoned complex that sits on 216 acres of Maryland's Prince George's County. It was originally built in 1934 as a tuberculosis hospital with two main buildings, one for adults and one for children, plus many smaller outlying facilities. After the discovery of antibiotics and a TB vaccine, tuberculosis epidemics were largely curbed. The complex remained in operation as a general hospital and then a mental hospital until 1982, when questions of structural integrity and the presence of large amounts of asbestos finally forced its doors to shut. Among the still standing buildings are the original Children's Hospital, the massive main adult hospital, as well as laundry buildings, guard buildings, and nurses' quarters. And what's more, they still contain furniture and equipment left over from the facility's years of operation. Many of the buildings are connected by underground tunnels that were used to transport patients and material over the vast complex without having to go outside, especially during the cold winter months. In the 2 decades that the buildings have been abandoned, dozens of legends have cropped up about them, especially since during its later years Glendale was used as a hospital to house the criminally insane. Stories are told that upon the hospital's closing, some of those deranged lunatics were simply released to the outside world. With no family to speak of and no idea of where to go, they found their way back inside the abandoned buildings and now call them home. In the darkest recesses of these ramshackle structures reside some truly insane individuals, or so the stories say. Another tale claims that the hospital had to be abandoned due to an overwhelming epidemic of tuberculosis that killed most of the patients and staff and infected the very building itself. Explorers should be careful, the story goes, because touching any of the remnants of the building's past could expose them to the deadly disease. While this is untrue, it is once again worth mentioning that the buildings are in fact rife with asbestos and do pose a threat to the health of adventurous visitors. Many late-night explorers to Glendale report hearing strange noises and even seeing ghosts. Many say that the spirits of those patients who died while residents of the hospital haunt the halls of the now abandoned buildings. Not surprisingly, many people report experiencing odd occurrences in the vicinity of the morgue, located in the basement of the main adult hospital building. Glendale Hospital is a no trespassing area regularly patrolled by Prince George's County Police as well as Park Police who live on a facility on the grounds.